Yay, everything's good. Hello, everyone. I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amber. Sorry, I got distracted. I've had a really distracting night. I am sorry. Apologies in advance.
I'm single Sarah.
I'm sorry.
And we're Untitled Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. And this is episode number 103 of The Spoiling Dead, covering season 8, episode 4, titled Some Guy.
Some guy.
And be advised, legacy tokens are being accrued right now for all of our live audience. And I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the way that I absolutely hated this episode.
Oh, baby.
I'm not going to, spoilers ahead.
Spoilers!
Yeah, as
Spoiling
evidenced
Dead.
by the Spoiling Dead name, and that we're spoilers. We need to have the Kermit on here again. Just
I like him. Hey!
So if you haven't seen the newest episode of The Walking Dead that literally just ended, turn back now or forever hold your peace. The highlight of this episode, and to me the low light, was the tiger died. Shiva died in this episode. And
Shiva sacrificed herself.
Look, it was,
Master.
this happened in the comics, and it sucked then, and it sucked even worse now, because I forgot that it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I
could tell by the way you reacted. I was like,
yeah.
He knew that was going to happen, but forgot.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was not cool. That's actually, to this point, in 103 episodes, the only death that has actually made me tear up.
Oh, yeah. That was heart-wrenching.
That sucked. I'm just going to put that.
I mean, not to say that none of the other deaths sucked or it wasn't hard to watch. Like, it was really hard to watch, Herschel die. That was pretty crappy.
Yeah.
But
that was more of a, cold blood, the governor killed him type thing. You're more mad at the governor than you are sad about Herschel.
Well,
that
you
was
speak
how
for
I
yourself, I guess, because
that was how I felt. But yeah, this sucked because, number one, I'm an animal lover, 100%.
I think we're all animal lovers in here.
Yeah, but I have a special
you're
bond
better.
with my cats.
Your love is better. I forgot.
And I have a special bond with my cats, and
I bonded with your cats too. Big deal.
Always look at I've said it every episode. Ezekiel and Shiva are like me and Jubilee.
Well, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
And I will say that Jubilee might actually do that now. She's being more social.
Yeah, she is. She's really been my baby lately. But this is another thing that just is like a personal side note for this episode. We were watching it, and it was weird because Jubilee has been a lot more social and over the past week or so. And she's been laying in my lap, constantly. She's normally just does her own thing. But for about the past week, she's been laying in my lap for an hour, 2, 3 hours at a time.
But you've been really sick, too, this week.
Yeah, and I have been sick this week. And we're sitting here watching The Walking Dead just like we are right now. And Jubilee hops up in my lap, turns around, and starts watching as Shiva comes onto the screen. And I'm like, yeah, she's watching Shiva. Yeah, look at her kick ass, Juba.
And then
Shiva dies.
herself.
And seriously, Jubilee turned around and looked around and just hopped back down and walked off.
Well, that sucked.
I don't know if that was what exactly happened or
There it goes again.
oh. And we got the death dealers in the chat.
Yes.
Welcome to the chat.
He was cracking up because I was just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, I'm but yeah, this did. I was over here on borderline crying. I really was.
Yeah.
Because this was the suckiest death yet. And she died saving Ezekiel and Jerry and Carol. Because Ezekiel was getting ready to kill off all these walkers that were fast approaching.
Well, he was having a moment too of
I thought he's about to give in.
Yeah.
He's ready to give up being king and everything. And honest to God, what I thought was going to happen is he turned around to Jerry and was like, I'm not king anymore. And then Jerry, like, hits him in the back of the head, knocks him out, and was like, well, if you're not king anymore, then I don't have to listen to you. And they just drag him away. But no, Shiva jumps in, starts killing walkers.
We were waiting on her anyway. We felt like she was going to be there the whole episode.
Yeah, and now, I almost felt like I wished death on her. It was horrible. Ugh.
You didn't wish death on her.
No, I know, but I mean,
anyway.
It's like, I know people are probably laughing, but I'm legitimately kind of messed up at this moment.
Yeah, I
like
know.
seriously, I'm not even playing. This was really messed up. But I'm curious. What are the two of you? Who are your most like crappiest deaths that hit you the hardest in The Walking Dead? Oh. Now, granted, Sarah hasn't seen like the last two big ones,
right?
But up to that point, like who died, and you were like, it just hit you the hardest on The Walking Dead. I mean, you've got like a whole pile. It's like
oh, I know. Probably. What's his name? Maggie's dad.
Herschel.
And
okay,
then,
so when the governor killed him.
And then the other guy.
The other guy?
The other old guy?
Yeah.
Dale.
Yes.
On the farm. I will say that up to this point, Dale was my number one worst death. Because he was my favorite at that point.
Yeah, he was my favorite.
And he was the only one keeping the group from just totally spiraling down the crapper like it eventually did.
He was like the voice of reason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So who was yours?
Like the one I was most sad about, or the one I was just like...
The one that hit you the hardest, I'd say.
Because, I mean... None of them's really, like, made me absolutely just in despair. You know what I mean? I mean,
they didn't give you the Shiva effect.
No. I mean, that really sucked about Shiva.
Yeah.
But it was also very heroic. And I like those kind of things. For instance, Sasha, when she turned herself. That was pretty good.
And, I felt zero remorse that Sasha died. I just thought it was kick-ass how she did it.
It was admirable.
Because I was never really enough of a fan of hers. I became a fan of hers when she did that.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't like a hardcore fan. Her character had developed a lot.
Yeah.
And the fact that she was willing to just sacrifice herself for her friends or her family at this point really said a lot.
But that didn't hit you in an emotional way.
Well, yeah, because it was just like, that was very touching.
Okay.
Yes.
So...
Not in a sad way. There's not really been one that I've just been like, oh my God, that was awful. I mean, Glenn was pretty bad. He was one of my favorites. I hated to see him go. A lot of people would probably argue this, but Beth.
I totally forgot.
I didn't like it when Beth died.
No.
I thought that was a pointless death.
I thought that was horrible.
That really was a pointless death. You're exactly right on that.
Oh my God.
Actually, when I really think about it, that was probably the saddest. When Beth died.
Yeah, because Maggie found out she was alive, and right when she found out she was alive, they delivered her corpse.
Yeah.
I was like, dear God.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was
and it really hit Daryl.
Yeah, and they had really bonded. Mm-hmm. And
I would say, really, Merle dying was a big one to me. And it was more how it hit Daryl than anything. Yeah. Like, anything that caused Daryl to cry.
Right. You feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
Because he's already been through so much. And Lord, he's been through so much since after that.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, I don't feel like you can really feel that way towards anybody in season 1. Because I would have said Amy, Andrea's sister. But you didn't really even know her at that point.
No.
She was like, she was one of them 2 or 3 people in season 1 that they use just to show that anybody in the group can die.
Yeah, that's what I was sitting here thinking. She was an example.
Yeah.
Of they will get rid of a main character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
okay, so this episode we've got, what really, they follow two narratives in this one. Mm-hmm. And one is three really, and two of those merged together. And that is the Ezekiel deal where, Ezekiel, he gets captured at the very beginning by rapist glasses. And that's what I'm calling the guy.
No, don't.
I like to call him Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, that's even more acceptable than what you're talking about. That's sad.
What's the comedian's name? I think it's John LaJoy. You'll have to look it up. It's a funny YouTube meme from way back when.
Yeah, it's not appropriate.
But, okay. Really? I wasn't even thinking. But,
I know you weren't.
Okay, so yeah, you got this. You got this weird, like, creepy, standing on the corner, serial killer looking dude.
Yes.
Like the only thing he was missing was a trench coat.
Yes.
And he basically takes Ezekiel at gunpoint, and you spend about half the episode of them walking about 15 feet ahead of a pack of walkers who were following them, and Ezekiel's got a hurt leg, and all of his people have been taken out, and then we're thinking that Shiva's going to show up at any minute and save the day, but instead Jerry, his right-hand man, who is always with him through thick and thin,
sliced him in half.
Sliced the dude right in freaking half.
I'm going to tell you, that point in the episode is when it started to pick up. Because at first, this episode was dragging.
It was a drag.
Yeah. I was just like, oh my God.
But
please let this episode pick up because I will be bored.
But you could pretty much cut from that point back completely out of the episode.
Yeah, because I really feel like even though we missed the first little bit, we didn't miss nothing.
No. No, we did, because that was another thing. Is like Sling TV, it was like an internet-based cable provider, really. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, their Walking Dead feed completely cut out for like the first 6 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
And so we missed that. So I was like,
but I really feel like we didn't miss anything.
Yeah, we didn't miss anything important. So, I mean, I'm sure there was, like, kind of some battle where everybody gets killed at the very beginning.
Oh, yeah.
But we've really seen enough of that over the past 3 episodes.
I mean, but you said it's going to be like this, this whole storyline until they finish it.
It will be, but this episode here showed how they can have bullets flying and still have some really good entertaining content.
Oh, yeah.
So, once Jerry finds Ezekiel, we begin to catch up to Carol, who is trying
her best to be her Carol self.
The main thing they did at the very beginning of the episode was establish that Negan's people up in this building have these really high caliber machine guns that can just wipe out a group of people in like seconds flat. So they end up just wiping them out, and so Carol sneaks in to try to stop them from getting these weapons out. And so that's like kind of what we're going with. And she ends up taking several people out. There's like 3 or 4 people. And we've noticed that the Saviors, if you take one of them as a hostage, they don't care.
No, they don't give a shit.
Yeah, they established in this episode that if you take a hostage, it's not going to do you a bit of good.
Which I didn't think that was a thing either, but Carol certainly did. She thought she lured one of them over there, acting all innocent. You know how she is. She bake you cookies, all that, trying to get you information and whatever. And then she got this man in a headlock, and they were like, "Fuck him."
Yeah.
Started shooting at them both. So,
basically blasted the dude.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I mean, like, you can't use anybody as a shield because they'll shoot right through him.
Mm-hmm.
They do not care. So, yeah, they get that. She ends up she has two guys behind a truck, and they're hiding, and they're trying to come to some kind of agreement on, we'll come out, blah blah blah. Well, then she sees Ezekiel and Jerry pinned up against this gate.
Yeah.
And walkers are slowly heading their way, and so she decides to run over there to them because she got some keys off the dead body that she was holding up in front of her. She opens up the gate for them. By that time, the guys in front of the truck have the guns loaded up in the back of the truck, Jeep, whatever it is, little flatbed, and then they take off. Well, they're like, oh God, the guns are gone, and Carol says, nope, I don't think they're going to get the sanctuary. So then we pick up to what was really one of the more fun, action-packed points of the episode, and that is where Daryl's on a motorcycle, Rick is in a Jeep, and they're chasing these guys down the road. They're dodging walkers, all this stuff. And I thought Daryl was done when they hit him and he falls off the road, but he got right back up.
I got confused on who went which way.
Right.
Yeah, because, it was really like some high-octane stuff there for a minute. And so they're boogieing down the road. Rick manages to, Daryl actually sneaks right back up behind Rick, and they don't notice. And then he shoots the guy that's manning the gun in the back of this truck in front of them. Mm-hmm. And
oh yeah,
when they do that, the tables turn. Rick drives up beside the guy, jumps in, stabs him, kills him, throws him out of the vehicle, and then Rick rolls the vehicle over, but he jumps out before it goes tumbling. And so they've got the guns now. Daryl catches back up, and that's taken care of. But then we go back to the Ezekiel deal. Ezekiel, Jerry, Carol. Ezekiel's having this thing where he's lost the accent, that his kingly voice or whatever.
Yeah. He's breaking down. It's just too much.
He's seen all these people. He's never really faced true adversity.
No, he's not.
To that. So, I know you haven't seen it yet, but King Ezekiel, they basically lived in peace the entire apocalypse, and their whole deal was that they never lost anybody to the Saviors or anything because they were giving the Saviors regular shipments of their crops and their goods. And so they were basically paying the Saviors off to leave them alone.
And the people didn't know about it, right?
Yeah, the people had no clue that they were doing this.
Oh my.
Like Ezekiel had his group of about a half dozen close, like a circle, and they would leave like twice a month to go deliver all these goods.
And like
to
the people
Saviors.
just never knew.
Nobody had any clue. So then suddenly everybody's drawn into this. Ezekiel starts losing people. And I think, that adversity just really kind of screwed with him for the most part.
Because he was just like, this was what I signed up for,
Yeah, for the most part. And, it was like, holy crap. So he ends up just losing the will to govern, losing the will to fight, to do anything. And then he basically orders them to leave him behind because he's hurt. He doesn't have the will to go on. And about that time, Shiva jumps in to all these walkers, starts tearing them apart. The walkers overpower the tiger.
I was rooting for the tiger. I was hoping she would chomp some people, but there's too many of them.
There was too many of them.
Now, I remember the tiger dying in the comics, and that was like one of the crappiest. There's only two instances in the comics that got to me. The tiger dying and Glenn dying. Because I had no clue it was coming in the comics when Glenn died. And that was just sucky. Like, I hated Negan for a while for that. Until you kind of find out his motives and everything later on. But, y'all will end up rooting for Negan eventually. Just wait and see.
I never said I wasn't rooting for Negan.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who wish, his head would be on a spike.
I don't hate him that much, but,
They've got a very good story as long as they follow it coming up. But yeah, now we're short one tiger. And,
no.
It sucks. It's going to take probably till next week
for you to
get past this. And after that, they end up showing up back at the kingdom. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that's what it was.
So that's why all those people were acting like all shocked.
Yeah, because he shows back up and he just walks right through and doesn't
acknowledge anyone.
I'm almost betting they were expecting Ezekiel to ride in, probably on horses or something, with all of his army, and he ends up he shows up battered, a broken leg, bloodied, with 2 other people. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like,
what the fuck happened?
Uh-oh. Yeah. That can't be good. You know, because he's the type, he usually shows up, probably somebody will sound a horn, and, you know, the gates will open, and here he comes with, you know, 3 or 4 dozen, you know, soldiers. Yes, we took the day. And instead he just walks in silently looking around at people. And, you know, he saw the one kid, you know, and just...
He's like, I need to go.
Yep, we're done. We got to go take a nap.
I need to recuperate.
Drink about 2 gallons of whiskey, and we'll see you next week. Which is... And then Ezekiel will probably do that too, in addition to me.
Oh,
But, okay, so this episode, legit, you know, I'm going to pretend like the first 15 minutes of the episode didn't happen, and I'm going to give this episode a 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the death of Shiva.
Yeah, that's why it's getting a 10.
Huh?
That's why it's getting a 10.
That's the main reason.
That is why.
But I was really entertained by the motorcycle and Jeep chase.
Yeah, those were really good.
And once Carol met up with Ezekiel and them, it was awesome. It was kind of like, you know, the season 6 finale, in all honesty, was like a 5. But because they were just going from place to place, getting blocked off by the saviors. But I gave this episode a 10 because of the last 10 minutes. Negan shows up, the whole thing happens.
That was really suspenseful, though, on their end.
Well, yeah, you knew it was coming, but I honestly thought the first part of the episode sucked. But holy crap, you know, the episode was awesome. So, this episode...
No.
What?
You said the season finale. That just reminded me, I forgot to watch the season finale of Game of Thrones before I had my cable cut off.
Awesome, Sarah.
Oh, I'm gonna go cry.
We don't even have HBO anymore.
Yeah, we don't even have HBO now anymore.
I'm gonna go cry now.
Did you watch all but the season finale?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
we'll have to remedy that at some point.
Yeah.
So
I just now thought about that.
Yeah, we'll have to all get together and rewatch that because I want to see it again.
Sorry, I just thought about
it's
that
okay.
when you were talking about it.
We'll figure it out, Sarah.
Yeah, we will.
It's not something that can't be solved.
Nope, you've gone this long without seeing it. Maybe another week ain't gonna hurt. Okay, so Amber, I need a number rating.
A number rating? I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you can pretend that the first part of the show didn't happen, but I can't.
I feel like I'm doing Shiva a disservice if I give it anything short of perfect.
Well, I mean, that's you.
I mean, right after the episode was over, I told Sarah, I was like, I'm giving it a 0.
Yeah.
I was like, no, because...
I'm giving it a 9. And I think that's pretty good, because I've been pretty distracted tonight anyway. So.
Yeah. Sarah?
I'm gonna be nice and give it an 8.
Be nice.
I was not crazy about this episode.
Okay.
I mean, it had some
the whole
good parts.
thing with the
and I almost gave it an 8, and I was like, no, that effect when he split him in half.
Now that was
worth
awesome.
That was worth
the whole
9.
dragging on Jeffrey Dahmer guy that got on my nerves. Really
yeah, they
bad.
dragged that out.
That was way too dragged out.
They dragged that out.
It was pissing me off.
Whew.
Turn around and just kick him in the balls and shove something through his head. I mean,
turn around and kick him in. Well, first off, his leg was injured, so that might be why he didn't kick him in the balls.
All right, And so we're going to go ahead and wrap. And
Let's
just
wrap
for
on that.
everybody who stuck with us through the end, we're going to give a reward of 100 bonus legacy tokens.
Yay!
And so that's 3 people are getting them. So
3 people.
But
I'm one of them.
anyway, yeah, that's it for this episode. We'll be back next week. We are already halfway through this kind of mini season. The first half of the season, 4 down, 4 more to go.
Yay.
And that'll be going on probably through the middle of December, because I don't know if they'll be doing a holiday weekend episode or not.
Probably not. They usually don't.
We'll see. And we'll let everybody know a little bit beforehand. Let's see. What do we got going on? We may end up doing some kind
You
of...
have a good night too, Death Dealer.
Yes. Have a good night to everybody in the stream. We will be on to do some streams here and there, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday night's going to be UNN Live in the neighborhood of 6:30. Might be just a tad later.
Friday is the Orville.
Yep, Friday night we're going to be doing an Orville review, which I'm really looking forward to that show.
Probably Supernatural Wednesday night.
Yeah, I can see that. Yes, we will be doing Supernatural Wednesday.
Yay.
And
who knows?
yeah, so I'll be doing all day Skyrim streams.
Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday, and come Thanksgiving, which holy crap is less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Let's see, Thanksgiving Friday. I say Thanksgiving night. Let's do a farewell to Skyrim stream. Maybe.
I mean, I don't know what I might be doing Thursday night. So
well, I'm gonna figure out a way before I go to bed.
I'm off
Thanksgiving
the next
night,
day.
huh?
You're off that Friday.
Day. Yeah.
Hey, we're off all three days that weekend. We all are.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, Thanksgiving night we're gonna be doing a farewell to Skyrim stream. I'm gonna be taking a lengthy hiatus from Skyrim. And I think Friday being my birthday, we're probably going to be doing an all-day Mass Effect stream. That's where I'm going to be going with that, I think. Because I've heard a lot of good things about that game, and I cannot wait to play it. We also got some other things in the works. Can't wait to announce some of that. Maybe some collaborations with other channels and stuff.
Woohoo.
So anyway, it's a little bit past 10:30. We're going to go ahead and call it a night because 3:30 comes early. Anyway, I'm Lonnie.
I'm Amber.
I'm Single Sarah.
And we're Untitled Nerd Network, brought to you by Infinity Flux out of Hickson, Tennessee. Come by and see us every weeknight, and we'll be doing live streams, and we'll see everyone tomorrow. Thanks for watching.